Greetings, River Lady here, and I'm doing a follow-up video to my video of 6 months ago, which was putting my bearded irises to bed for the winter. And now you can see my bearded irises have come back. They survived the winter, and I have a nice showing of blossoms. These are the irises that I have left over from when I got an infection with the dreaded iris borer. And in the back corner there, you can see my tall, reblooming iris. She's doing really well, and hopefully she'll give me a couple of blossoms this season. So let's talk quickly about bearded irises. What do you do with them in the spring and after they've bloomed? Well, for these guys, all I did was remove the straw when I saw that the growth was emerging from the gardens. So I took all the straw away, and then as the soil warmed up, I sprinkled some extended release plant food directly on the soil. We were getting rain that day, so I didn't even have to water it in. And I chose a food that has a higher middle number, not too high, which is phosphorus, which is needed for blossoms. You don't want to give irises plant food that has more nitrogen, because then you'll just get foliage. You won't get blossoms. And it's a plant food that's made by a company called Job's. And I'll put the link in the description below. And again, not a paid endorsement. So I removed the straw, sprinkled some extended release plant food in the beds, and then I've pretty much left them alone. Periodically, I come out and check the beds. I remove any weeds, and I make sure as many of the rhizomes are in the direct sun as I can get. You see that rhizome? It's sitting right in the sunshine. And that's what the rhizomes prefer. And the rhizomes like to bake in the sun. Bearded irises, the saying goes, like to be high and dry. Siberian irises like to be deep and moist. Bearded irises don't need a lot of water. If you're not getting any rain, you can go ahead and give them a thorough watering at the base of the plant, not up on the foliage. But you want those rhizomes exposed to the sun. And you want to go around and check your beds as the irises are growing. Pull up any weeds that you see. Just make sure the beds, got a weed right here. I still have some spent straw that I need to clean out. It's hard to get all the little pieces of straw. So you go ahead and just tend your beds. Make sure there's no weeds. Now these beds do look a little crowded. And that's because I wasn't sure how many were going to come back from my iris borer affliction and how many were going to die. I got a goodly amount. At this point, I'm not going to transplant any of them. All I'm going to do is now wait for the blossoms to fade, enjoy them while I have them. Any blossom that has faded, I'll go ahead and deadhead it, and I've already posted a video on how to deadhead bearded iris. Lastly, don't cut back your foliage until the end of the growing season. Leave the fronds. If they turn brown, then cut off each frond individually. Some people do cut the foliage back into a fan shape. They do that to have the beds look neater. But try to leave as much of the foliage as you can, because the foliage is where the plant photosynthesizes and it makes energy for the entire plant, so it will bloom. And that's it. This is River Lady saying thank you for watching my updated bearded iris video. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. And I wish you happy gardening. Bye.